this is where we found ourselves. Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Welcome to another edition of the summer series of the local show. Thanks for joining us this week, guys. I'm Erik Skarvan, your host, here with you each week live from Aspen, Colorado at 3:30 Mountain Time on Tuesday afternoon. I'm so excited to have a friend back on the show. She's the director of the Pitkin County Solid Waste Center, otherwise known as the Pitkin County Landfill. It's Cathy Hall back on the show.
Always good to be here. Yes.
So great to see you. It's been a while. We've had some other guests from the landfill in the recent last couple
but I'm back.
shows, and
I'm
you're back. You're back, and you're here, and you're excited, tan, rested, and ready for the local show.
Yes. I'm ready.
We're going to get some truths about plastic, state of recycling in Pitkin County. But first, Cathy, to get to know you a little bit, I want to know a couple of the biggest challenges and the biggest rewards of being the director of our solid waste center. Couple biggest challenges. You could start with biggest rewards, like things you like most, and maybe then a couple of the biggest challenges. I think that's a good kind of overview of your job.
I'm going to start with challenges first.
Okay.
Well, more and more trash every year.
Right.
So we're at
Volume
record
is-
pace. We beat it every year, and we're on track to do it again this year. So what to do with all that trash?
Right. So more volume coming in, which means we need more solutions to manage that.
Yeah. And then the next biggest challenge is we're going to expand the landfill again. So we're going to need some more space because currently, probably right now, we're at 4.5 years.
Okay, I was going to ask about the lifespan of the landfill is down to under 5 years.
Probably, yeah. So
which means we need to expand into neighboring lands,
Right.
which is no easy process.
No,
right?
still at the landfill, but we'll do a lateral expansion to the south this time instead of the north. So, but that means we got to move all these buildings that are, pretty big cost, but it'll buy us some time, and hopefully we can figure out a solution to manage trash better than just throwing it in the ground.
And then are some of your rewards or things that you love the most coming up with some of those solutions, or what do you really like?
Yes, absolutely. You've been there, the Motherlode Mercantile.
Yeah, I
going
love it.
Gangbusters.
It's crushing it, huh?
Just from last year, we're up 80% in sales and revenue. So it's caught on, and it is just busting at the seams down there. So that is huge success. The community loves it.
So there's more volume of trash, but also more volume of reusable items,
Absolutely.
right? Repurposing items,
Yeah.
Things you could go either turn in at the Mercantile or buy there if you want kind of a thrift shop kind of deal experience.
That's what it is, yeah, and it's really, really good prices.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, remember I got my 2 picture frames, like brand new, for $8. I think it was 10, and I might have negotiated down to 8.
Always open for negotiations.
Little haggling going on. That's a lot of fun.
It is
So what
fun.
kind of things can people find there?
We got a lot of bikes right now.
Okay, that's awesome.
I just picked up a great bike for $10.
No kidding?
Yeah.
For yourself?
Yeah.
$10?
Yeah, so I have guests that come into town, so it's a guest bike, and it's beautiful
go.
condition.
That is awesome. So
Lots of
athletic
furniture.
gear and
there's
furniture.
snowshoes every year. Yeah, it's just skis. We got a lot of skis. Some of them are a little but people like to make furniture and fences and stuff like that. So.
Have you been to the Buck, the new restaurant in downtown Aspen? That's the new affordable local spot, and they've got a whole wall of repurposed skis. Have you heard about that?
Yes, they came to
out?
get some skis. So
okay. So they sourced them from you guys.
I think a lot of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
That's super cool. You got to stop by there. Shout out to the boys at Buck.
I will do that.
Like yourself, they helped sponsor our recent Trash Crush. That's our community litter cleanup at the end of May.
That's awesome.
And those guys were part of the lunch sponsorship along with
good.
Silver Peak Grill.
Good.
And so I want to thank you, too, for sponsoring that. We're going to do another one in the fall and
We'll be
late
there.
September, early October.
Yeah, we'll be there for you.
Cleaning up all the roads and paths coming out of Aspen.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's super cool. And then for summer opportunities or summer events, do you guys have, I know you have some specific things that happen in the summer Can you kind of share a few things there that people might look forward to this summer?
Well, the Motherlode Mercantile last year did a evening social hour at the.
That's right. It was like
thing.
Tuesdays or.
Yeah, it was Tuesdays in August, I believe.
Okay.
So I don't know if she's so busy. I don't know if she's got it planned again this year, but that's what they did last year. So
okay.
be on the lookout for more on that. So.
Okay, and I know you can buy compost for your garden.
We got compost, and then we donated around to a lot of communities for compost giveaway days.
Very cool.
Yeah, so lots of good things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're going to take a quick break. Then we are going to get to the state of recycling. It's not quite a state of emergency, but guys, we need to pick up our pace here. We're doing pretty good, but we can always do better. So we're going to take our only break of the show, guys. I do want to thank our summer underwriters for making these kinds of shows happen this week with Cathy Hall. We do have on our list of underwriters Aspen Square, Gonzo Nation, and Windwalkers. We'll be doing a special show next week with those two ladies. We've got Haiti Children, Klug Properties, Local Spirits, Paradise Bakery, Pitkin County Solid Waste Center, Sundog Athletics, the Hope Barn, and Wheeler Opera House. Again, guys, our only break of the show. We'll be back in just over 2 minutes. Stick around for how to better recycle, how to better care for our environment, so don't go away. At the Wheeler Opera House, we set the stage for connections that create memories for our audiences, artists, and greater Aspen community. At the Wheeler Opera House, all are welcome. You're welcome to be a part of history.
I'm so passionate about this community. I absolutely love living here and raising my family here. It gives me a lot of pride to share this with my friends and my clients and help them achieve their dreams of owning an Aspen snowmass and enjoying this incredible lifestyle.
Want to live like a local? Help us reduce food waste, a major contributor to climate change.
You can help in 3 simple ways.
Plan menus carefully and only buy what you need.
Collect unused scraps for compost.
Buy ugly fruits and vegetables.
Reduce food waste.
Live like a local.
Brought to you by Paradise Bakery and Gelateria, serving Aspen for 42 years. Providing exceptional service for over 50 years, Aspen Square features studio and larger condominiums for nightly rental with an ideal downtown Aspen location. They offer fully equipped kitchens, wood-burning fireplaces, and private balconies with full hotel-style services and gracious hospitality. Aspen Square is proud to support The Local Show. Independence Pass Foundation, celebrating 35 years of encouraging stewardship, safety, and appreciation of Independence Pass. Sundog Athletics is your opportunity to experience the thrills of adventure sports, offering mountain and road biking instruction, fitness hiking, and Aspen's exclusive instructional canoeing and e-biking adventures.
Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Thanks for sticking with us here this week on The Local Show, guys, featuring inspirational locals for over 19 years, Cathy Hall. Is that amazing? This will be actually now into our 20th season of the show.
That's awesome.
So I started when I was in kindergarten, when I first started hosting.
You're very, very young. Yes.
Getting up there. But it's fun because every year we get to learn so much in this area about the environment if we have that desire. So it's learning about athletics and recreation, but the environment, that's kind of the big overhead or umbrella that everything else kind of falls underneath, literally. And recycling, let's talk about kind of the state of recycling. We teased that before the break. Kind of where are we at with recycling in Pitkin County?
Well, we do really well with recycling. here in Pitkin County. We're #1 in the state of Colorado for a county recycling waste diversion program.
Nice.
That is huge.
Nice. Well, it's hard to improve on that, but
it is hard, but we're working at it. We're chipping away at it for sure. So we do really good with it.
And there's single stream recycling. Can you describe that? What single stream means?
Single stream is everything goes into one bin.
Okay.
Years ago, we used to sort it, paper in one, aluminum, glass, but the industry as a whole nationwide, wasn't just us, shifted to everything goes into a bin.
Okay.
And then it goes to a processing facility. We use Waste Management out of Denver, and then they'll sort it at the facility.
Okay, and that's by hand?
No.
Or some machine and some hand?
Some a little bit of hand, but mostly it's all automated now.
Oh, that's interesting.
High-tech pieces of equipment that can optical sort and do stuff. So,
but for some recycling, it can be contaminated quite easily. Can you go into it? Say you have your strawberry preserves jar, of course, organic strawberry preserves. Don't want to have regular strawberries; those things are chemical laden. But if you don't rinse that out, is it stuff like that?
Yes.
You talk about contamination. There's still a little food in there.
Food waste and left in containers. They can't be recycled. They're trashed.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's bad.
So know before you throw. I picked that up off the website. I really like that, by the way. Know before you throw.
Before you throw and recycle right. So
or when in doubt, throw it out.
That's another big one we use.
That's another one.
So, yeah.
And then if people want to really dig into that, landfillrules.com is the website. People want to get into the specifics. But can you talk a little bit more about like what's recyclable? Kind of common things. I know, pizza containers is one we talked about in the past.
Boxes, yeah. Most everything, cardboard. Cardboard is 48% of our recycle stream.
Right.
Comes in. We do a lot of Amazon shopping.
Right. A lot of delivery trucks coming up and down the valley every day.
Exactly. So
cardboard boxes.
They're pretty good recyclable. They have good value to it, so that's not a bad thing. Recycle your boxes. Aluminum cans we talked about at the break. Aluminum is one of the greatest recyclables. Has a huge.
It's not quite Miller time, but it's LaCroix time.
Yeah, it's LaCroix time. An aluminum can be recycled infinitely, and it has a really good value because what happens when it gets to Denver, they sort it into the different commodities, and then they sell those commodities on the market. So you want things with like a good commodity value. Plastics are pretty terrible. Hard to recycle. As you know, there's all different kinds of plastics. So, yeah.
So it's kind of a lifespan of aluminum. Like aluminum can go on and be recycled, reused over and over. And then glass is still
glass is a big
pretty
one.
readily recyclable, and over it can be kind of recycled that way. But plastics are problematic in a lot of ways, right? Because certain ones we see the little symbol on it, like the arrows, and talk about like numbers 3 through 7, because those aren't really being recycled, are they?
Nobody wants 3 through 7s.
So it'll have the little like triangle, and then it'll have like a number 3 inside of it?
Yep.
Is that the deal?
And what that triangle
like
is, the
container?
chasing arrows, the American Plastics Council commandeered that. It was a free-for-all. You could use it however you wanted. American Plastic Council copyrighted it. And then it's really a resin identification code. All that number is in there. It tells you what kind of plastic it is.
Okay.
So if you see that chasing arrow, it doesn't necessarily mean it's recyclable.
Okay. Yeah, so that's added a lot of confusion.
Right.
So then people are throwing their yogurt or their cottage cheese containers in there or whatever.
Right, and that's the
that
plastic
contaminates that batch.
3 through 7. It's yogurt containers, it's butter containers. It's just a weird plastic that doesn't recycle well, and there's no end market for it.
Would you be happier if almost all, you can't say all, but almost all plastics went away, like tomorrow?
Yes.
Like if you were the queen of the world environmental, the Paris Accord or something, and you could, in one fell swoop, do that?
Yeah.
Because, I know we need, quote unquote, like maybe for medical equipment, things like that. You need plastics, right?
But
they're horrible in
buying
general.
a bottled water at the store in a single-use plastic bottle, because what happens is, people will say, well, I recycle my bottle. Well,
Yeah.
Here's the thing: it goes into a pile, and then gets put on a truck and goes to Denver, which is 190 miles away.
Right.
And then they sort it out, bale it up, and put it on another truck or a train car and send it somewhere else if they can sell that bale of plastic. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I read a statistic like over 80% of the single-use water bottles from the United States were not being recycled.
That's, yeah.
So it could be a matter of they're throwing it into a container that says recyclable. They assume that automatically gets recycled, or it gets into a container that's contaminated, or there could be a variety of reasons, right? Why that just doesn't happen.
Absolutely. So yeah.
Obviously, they're left on the side of the trails too. We pick those up a lot. They call it the Kleenex and Fiji bottle Aspen luxury litter. We see that a lot, behind the bushes and the trees and on your favorite trail. So I grabbed that, and here's a tip too. And it's pretty commonsensical, but if you're a dog owner, you already have these pet pickups in your pocket, or just grab them. They're available almost everywhere for free.
Yeah.
Use that to pick up the dirty litter, because that's the main objection. That's why people don't want to pick it up. Oh, that's dirty. It's full of germs. And you're right. It's legit. But if you just had a pet pickup, so I grabbed a couple things off Sunnyside Trail a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Just went bam, because I didn't need to risk,
you don't want to
getting it on my hand and then touching my face, and you get in your
tissue,
vehicle and touch everything. But that's an easy way. Just use your pet pickup. Bada boom, bada bag.
Yeah. When you're out and about, just pick up a piece of litter or two. Yeah. When you see it. So.
Yeah. So there's a new recycling initiative that's coming up, having to do with plastic film. What's that about? Can you describe that a bit?
Well, yeah. So we are going to be launching in the next few weeks plastic film. Doesn't go in the single stream. It's going to be a whole separate stream.
Okay.
So bubble wrap, plastic grocery bags, Ziploc bags. Last year in the landfill, we estimate about 2,000 tons of plastic film was buried in the landfill.
Whoa.
Now, in the single stream, they don't want it. It's not recyclable in that system.
Right.
But there's a program out of Pueblo, Colorado, that flakes it and puts it into asphalt roads.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we're going to get some plastics to them.
So then how will that work? Like, starting with the consumer, like I just unpacked a refurbished computer that I got.
Good.
Loaded though, big box, just massive amounts of that bubble wrap in there.
Mm-hmm.
So then what would I do if I wanted to put that into that stream?
Well, starting out, we'll have a free drop at the landfill.
Okay.
You can bring your plastic film and drop it into our bin up there.
Okay.
We're working with City of Aspen too. They have plastic film. They're going to have plastic film drop-offs in City Hall and around. So.
At the recycling center, do you think, or is that's just in discussions?
I'm hoping to. Yeah, I'm hoping to. So I'm hoping to get some drops around the community.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's awesome. So they kind of shred
flake it, yeah.
Into a microplastic, basically.
Yeah, it's a little,
tiny pieces, and then they can move that into an asphalt product that is stronger, more durable.
It's
for
about
like
the
a road
same.
surface.
So I don't know much about asphalt. So if the road and bridge guys are out there listening to me, just
cut her some slack.
Into that bitumen mixture is a virgin polymer.
Okay.
That they use, a petroleum hydrocarbon product that they put in, and it kind of binds it all together, and that's and then they spread the asphalt. This flaked plastic, which is a polymer, replaces that virgin polymer that goes in.
Okay.
And then it's the same thing. And so you're using a product that would end up in a landfill, and now it's going to go to pave roads.
What else is coming up in the world of recycling? I mean, I'm sure there's all kinds of things that we talk about construction and demolition waste. Can some of those things be recycled? Asphalt or steel or any wood?
Yeah, we're doing that now. So if you go out the landfill, with concrete, you see a lot of concrete come off construction sites.
Yeah.
Asphalt, we can remill that into recycled asphalt that you can use. It doesn't look like on a road, but yeah, you can recycle an asphalt.
Okay.
Steel, any kind of metal, scrap metal can be done at the landfill, dropped off, and we get it recycled. Two things we really can't right now that we're struggling with, and we're hoping something will change: drywall and treated lumber.
Okay.
Anything that's painted, there's not much we can do with
That stuff right now goes into the landfill.
They have to go in the
'cause it can't
landfill because
really
we just don't have an end market for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about buying like used and refurbished things? Like instead of buying a $1,800 new computer, you could get a refurb for $300 or $400 from these electronics big clearinghouse websites. And what do you? I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I've bought a refurbished printer,
Yeah,
and it's fine.
it works perfectly fine.
Yeah.
A lot of times they look practically new.
Exactly. So why not find that instead of it ends up in electronics recycling and it gets shipped to Fort Collins and torn apart and
Right.
it's done. If it just needs a little tweaking, and a lot of them will certify refurbished, so you get a warranty and everything with it. So
This is a refurbished Patagonia shirt because on Patagonia's website they have Patagonia worn wear. Can we talk a little bit about that? Because isn't it like 70% of people on the planet buy used clothing? I mean, there's some huge number. Because in America, of course, it's all new. We wear it 4 times and throw it away,
Right.
like a T-shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
But can you talk a little bit about like used clothing
Yeah.
and do you buy used clothing yourself?
I do. I try not to buy a lot of clothing because I have a
Right.
small space. So
Right.
I'm trying to be more minimalistic.
I love it. Creates happiness.
But yeah, I mean, in a lot of developing countries, we send a lot of clothing, landfill included. We try and find local markets, but a lot of it ends up over there in resale shops.
Right. They bundle it up and ship it out
Yeah,
to
and then
like third world countries and
Yeah,
stuff.
and then it's not the best option, but it's
Yeah.
something. So
Or just don't buy it at all, right? Refuse is really the biggest
reduce,
focus.
refuse.
Right. Because
Yeah.
if you refuse to buy something, it just doesn't,
You-
it doesn't
just
start.
don't generate it. Yeah.
Right, it does not. And then reduce, meaning use less stuff,
Yep.
right? Recycle, we talked about that.
That should be right on the bottom of the.
Right, because it still takes energy to recycle, right?
And
So there's a carbon footprint
shipping
with
it
recycling.
long distances and everything. Yeah.
What about like repurposing? Because I know like my grandparents had like on their property in northern Wisconsin, they had like 120 acres. They always have kind of a dump area. So instead of maybe running the hardware store right away, they just went there and kind of got things out of there and repurposed. What about that?
Well, the Motherlode Mercantile is a good example of that.
Perfect
So,
example.
Yeah, you get a toilet, came out of a fancy house, still really good. People buy that up like crazy. Hey, my
Right.
toilet broke. I'm going to get this one for $5. And it found a new life. It's perfectly good. Yeah.
I know. It's sort of like, what are other easy kind of low-hanging fruit like we can do day to day that'll just, maybe save us some time, some effort, but also just moreover take better care of the environment.
Compost. I always go with compost.
Composting's
as
a big
number
one, right? And our
Yeah.
scraps program is another award-winning,
Yeah.
where we kind of stand a head and shoulders above the rest, right?
Yeah. So last year we composted 17,000 tons of material.
Wow.
And we have some new
Holy
equipment at the landfill that the one piece just does compost, the finishing product screens it. So we are making compost all the time now. And yeah.
Are you seeing more commercial composting, i.e. restaurants and hotels, and residential, or how is that kind of growing?
Hard for us to tell at the landfill where they got it from in the truck.
Okay.
But City of Aspen last October launched the food waste in the restaurants.
Okay.
And the food waste has jumped up just in the first 6 months this year, 80%. So it's working.
Incredible.
And it's good stuff. And everybody's doing the right thing and keeping it clean.
Right.
And we're getting it composted and made into a soil amendment that's going back out into the community.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you're generally seeing more composting, more compostable materials coming into the website. What
Yeah.
are some other things? Because you think about like maybe driving less. I mean, this is beyond the landfill kind of purview, but driving less, flying less, ways to lower our carbon footprint, right?
Right.
Meaning biking more and
Let's
using
bike
alternatives.
more, yeah. Come get a bike at the Motherlode Mercantile. I got one for $10.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
Incredible.
and if you live in these communities, Basalt, Aspen, Carbondale, hop on your bike and just go to the store.
Right.
Really nice trails around, and it's easy.
Especially for those short distance errands, right? It's
Right.
like just hop on your bike, get a little
Right.
exercise. And that could be a fun little adventure. I mean, for me, like from where I live and go to the post office or Clark's Market, I could take a trail and make it like a little hiking adventure instead of driving my Suburban 5 blocks.
No, and then you
Which
get your
is what
little
we're seeing.
exercise. Yeah.
We're seeing more and more of this because as we get urbanized, this kind of urban living is transferring here. Means I drive everywhere, no matter the distance. They drive their bikes 2 miles out of town, then pull their bike off the rack and go ride.
Exactly.
Like, did you really need to drive?
Do that? I read an article, and I can't cite it. I don't remember who wrote it, but it wrote that, I know we talked about e-bikes before this started.
Yeah.
E-bikes are having a bigger impact on clean air and the environment than electric vehicles.
A positive effect, obviously.
Yeah, a positive effect. So they're actually making a bigger impact than the electric vehicle. So.
That is amazing. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great aspects. Of course, e-bike commuting is way better than a car. Might be quicker, especially as we move into this kind of high traffic month of July.
Look at the traffic out there now.
It's getting crazy, and you could just buzz along that Airport Business Center trail, that path.
Yes.
Along the highway.
Yes. I live in Carbondale. I wish we had an easy way to get up to the landfill from a bike trail.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Well, I did repurpose a Gala apple bag. It's loaded with my homemade cookies.
Yes.
Haven't I done well there?
Yes. And then I am going to turn this into asphalt. So
yes,
with our new
yes.
I'm going
From
to put it in our
cookies
bin.
to asphalt.
Exactly. So I will make sure that bag gets into our asphalt program.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Did you have fun on the show today?
Always
Time goes so
always
quickly.
Do. I know. We could
We'll
talk
do an
for
hour.
hours.
We'll do an hour sometime.
Yeah.
Maybe this winter.
Really dig into it.
Yeah. Are you an endurance talker like I am?
Oh, if it's trash, yes.
If it's trash talk? Thank you, Cathy.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do. Thank you for appearing on the local show.
Yeah.
Sharing some great ideas. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Thanks for watching this week on the local show. At the Wheeler Opera House, we set the stage for connections that create memories for our audiences, artists, and greater Aspen community. At the Wheeler Opera House, all are welcome. You're welcome to be a part of history.
I'm so passionate about this community. I absolutely love living here and raising my family here. It gives me a lot of pride to share this with my friends and my clients and help them achieve their dreams of owning an Aspen snowmass and enjoying this incredible lifestyle.
Join the string beans in helping reduce food waste in our community.
Plan menus carefully and only buy what you need.
Collect unused scraps for compost.
Ask for smaller portions in restaurants.
Take home leftovers to eat later.
Donate unopened food to our food bank.
Let's work in concert to reduce food waste.
Welcome to the local